Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing the diagnosis and treatment of histoplasmosis that's been covered in Harrison's table, first of chapter 207. So first coming to the types of histoplasmosis, there are four types: acute pulmonary type, the chronic pulmonary or the cavitary pulmonary type, third is the progressive disseminated type, and fourth is the central nervous system type. So, first we'll be discussing the acute pulmonary histoplasmosis. Usually, it may range from a mild to moderate to severe illness, and the moderate to severe illness is usually associated with diffuse infiltrates in the lung and may be associated with decrease in the oxygen levels, that is hypoxemia. So, the diagnostic tests are detecting the antigen. And where do we detect the antigen? We detect in the bronchoalveolar lavage fluid or the serum or the urine. Or we can also do a cytopathology of the bronchoalveolar lavage fluid or may send the bronchoalveolar lavage fluid for fungal culture. Now, the treatment is usually the liposomal amphotericin B. It may be combined with glucocorticoids. So, liposomal amphotericin B is the usual treatment given for 1 to 2 weeks, and the dose is 3 to 5 milligrams per kg per day. It is usually combined with glucocorticoids for for the 1 to 2 weeks for which it is given. After 1 to 2 weeks, it is followed by itraconazole given at a dose of 200 milligrams BD dose, that is twice a day, for 12 weeks. Remember, this treatment is only for moderate to severe cases. For the mild cases, they usually recover without therapy. But if the patient has not improved even after 1 month, we may consider itraconazole 200 milligrams BD in those cases. Now, the patients of acute pulmonary histoplasmosis who are on treatment, they should be monitored for renal and hepatic function. So this was about acute pulmonary histoplasmosis. Next, coming to chronic pulmonary histoplasmosis or the cavitary pulmonary histoplasmosis. How do we diagnose it? We diagnose it using serology, that is the histoplasma serology, that is done by techniques like immunodiffusion or complement fixation. Or rather, we can send the sputum or the bronchoalveolar lavage fluid for fungal culture. The treatment for a chronic case is itraconazole only, and that is given in a dose of 200 milligrams, usually given twice a day for at least 12 months. We need to give the itraconazole for 12 months. Remember, in acute pulmonary histoplasmosis, the itraconazole is given for 12 weeks, but for chronic pulmonary histoplasmosis, the itraconazole has to be given for 12 months at least. And we need to see if there is any relapse of the disease after stopping any treatment. And while on treatment, they should be monitored for hepatic function. So, this was chronic pulmonary histoplasmosis or the cavitary pulmonary histoplasmosis. The next type is the disseminated type, in which it is disseminated throughout the body. So, it's a progressive disseminated histoplasmosis. So, how do we detect it? Because it is disseminated, it will be in the serum, it will be in the urine. So, we can detect the antigen in the serum or the urine. Or we can send the blood and the bone marrow for fungal culture. Or any affected organ, we do the biopsy of that organ and we do the cytopathology of that biopsy specimen. So, what is the treatment of the progressive disseminated type of histoplasmosis? It's liposomal amphotericin B again, and that is in the dose of 3 to 5 milligrams per kg per day, and that is given for 1 to 2 weeks. After those 1 to 2 weeks, it is followed by itraconazole given at a dose of 200 milligrams twice a day for 12 months. Okay, again, like the chronic, it is given for 12 months. Now, since the liposomal amphotericin B is really costly, so we usually use the amphotericin B lipid complex instead of the liposomal amphotericin B. But if you ask that what is preferred, then the preferred type of amphotericin B preparation is the liposomal amphotericin B. Chronic maintenance therapy is necessary if the degree of immunosuppression cannot be reduced. Last is the central nervous system histoplasmosis. And how do we detect the central nervous system histoplasmosis? That is done using the CSF sample. We do a lumbar puncture. We extract the CSF sample for and send it for the histoplasma antigen, or we do serology of the CSF. Serology is through the immunodiffusion technique or by complement fixation. Okay, so we do the antigen or the serology through immunodiffusion or complement fixation of the CSF, or we can also do a fungal culture of the CSF, but usually takes time. Now, the treatment is again liposomal amphotericin B, but here the dose is fixed at 5 milligrams per kg per day, and usually a longer dose. That is for 4 to 6 weeks. It is given. Liposomal amphotericin B is given for 4 to 6 weeks. After the 4 to 6 weeks of amphotericin B, it is followed by itraconazole at a dose of 200 milligrams twice a day for 12 months. Okay, so first, the liposomal amphotericin B is given at 5 milligrams per kg per day for 4 to 6 weeks. It is then followed by itraconazole 200 milligrams twice a day for 12 months. A longer course of liposomal amphotericin B is recommended. Why it's recommended? Because of high risk of relapse in cases of CNS histoplasmosis. And the itraconazole, it should be continued. It should be continued until the CSF or the CT abnormalities, they are all normal. And during the treatment, we need to again monitor the renal and the hepatic function. So these were the four types of the histoplasmosis that are covered in table 207/1 in Harrison.